Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Origins. This is the final episode of Season 1, which is when we focused on Kanto. So obviously for Season 2 we're going to be looking at Johto Pokemon. This episode is on Mew and Mewtwo, so I hope you're looking forward to it. But before, I'm just going to say a couple of things. One, sorry about the length of time between the last episode and this one. It's because I've had some technical issues, and they're still not fixed. I'm actually using a different computer to record this, because my computer is just, yeah, okay. Long story short, sorry about the wait. Also, please go back and watch any episodes you may have missed in Season 1. And if you have watched them, just go back and watch them again, you know? They're pretty cool to watch. Just like them, comment, share them with your friends. So, you know, just go back and show your support for the series. This introduction is getting a bit long, so I'm just going to get straight on with the video. So, let's get started. I'm doing Mew first, just because I kind of feel it should, because it's the original, so... But yeah, it's a new species Pokemon. Its Japanese name is the same as the English one, so it's number 151, and is 0.4 meters tall or 1 foot 4 inches, and weighs 4 kilograms or 8.8 pounds. It is a legendary Pokemon and can learn every single TM and HM in the game, which is pretty cool. As usual, first looking at the design, it's a pink bipedal cat-like creature and has a long skinny tail with a round tip on the end, which is kind of strange, but yeah. It has big hind legs and short little arms with 3 fingers on each. It has triangular ears and baby blue eyes. And it vaguely resembles an embryo or a fetus, especially when it's depicted in its pink orb, as it kind of looks as a baby would in a womb. Inspiration wise, as I just mentioned, it's based on a vertebrate embryo, just kind of linked in with Mew's backstory as well. Its morphology is similar to a Jerboa as well, with a long tail and a small body, well not, you know what I mean. And its concept is a reference to the recapitulation theory, which was a scientific theory that's now disproved. But I don't know the details, but it kind of said that when a vertebrate is conceived, it isn't like a set thing when it's born. When it's conceived, it's either it develops depending on its surroundings. So obviously, it might develop into an elephant or a human. You know what I mean? But it's a disproved scientific theory now. We know it doesn't happen. But Mew is loosely based on this. Extra details wise, it's a genderless Pokemon, so therefore there are no genders, so therefore there are no gender differences. Its shiny version is a blue colour instead of the pink, so probably coming from the eyes, baby blue, etc. Pokedex entries tell us that it possesses the DNA of every single Pokemon, so therefore every Pokemon, I'm going to say from the Kanto region, is descended from it. Obviously the newer Pokemon, Arceus for example, kind of disproves it sort of, but that's a story for another video. It also tells us it originates from South America, a jungle in there, as depicted in many of the manga and anime as well, and also in the games, Pokemon Emerald. And it only appears to those pure of heart, so, you know, if you see a Mew, you're a pretty good person. Well, what was that? A pretty good person. I don't even know what I'm trying to say there. Don't want to offend anyone. Right, let's go. Yeah, so let's go on to the name straight away. Mew is possibly coming from Mio, which is a Japanese word and means strange or unusual, obviously because Mew is very strange. It could also be kind of a corruption of meow, because that's the sound a cat makes, and Mew is obviously based on a cat. And it may also be coming from mutant, so mutant, as we'll see in a minute with Mewtwo. And then it may be a combination of mystery and new, as Mew is a bit of a mystery in most of the games and stuff, not much is known about it. And there's also new because it's newly discovered, so M plus new is Mew. And as you would expect, now we're going to look at Mewtwo. Its Japanese name is the same as its English name. It is the genetic Pokemon. It's number 150 in the Kanto and such Pokedexes. And it stands at 2 meters tall or 6 foot 7 inches, and weighs 122 kilograms or 269 pounds. So unlike Mew, it's a pretty big guy. And as I just mentioned, I didn't mention it, but it's a cloned version of Mew, as in the games and the anime, it was cloned from Mew, but made better by humans to be the most powerful Pokemon in the world. So obviously debated in the games whether that is the actual conclusion, but obviously in the anime it pretty much is. Design wise, Mewtwo is very dissimilar from Mew. It's, as I just mentioned, one of the first Pokemon created by science. It has a humanoid posture, and a greyish body with a purple underside and a purple tail. It has 3 circular digits on each arm or leg, and on its feet it has an opposite toe, so 2 toes pointing forward, 1 pointing backwards. This is very similar to many real-world primates, so obviously that's where Mewtwo ties into being more human than most Pokemon. It has purple eyes and 2 short ears, and this is one of the more interesting points of Mewtwo's design. It has a tube that extends from the back of its skull to its spine. Now I didn't really think much about this before, I thought it was just an extra design, you know, but it may be a second spinal cord or a system of which enhances its psychic abilities. So that's why it's so good and so powerful with using psychic attacks. It has an extra spinal cord, so its brain can speak to its body a lot faster than our brains, for example. So Mewtwo might be more intelligent than humans. I think it probably is, to be honest. Inspiration-wise, its body is much larger than Mew's, as I've mentioned before. This is due to the gene splicing that was done. Obviously, they wanted to create a more powerful Pokemon, so a good way of doing that was making him bigger, obviously. His design may also be based on a grey alien, kind of the generic alien, kind of the circle head, 2 big eyes. It kind of looks like that if you squint your eyes a bit, so you know, it does look a lot like a grey alien, so that's probably where a bit of inspiration comes from there. And extra details, like Mew, it's genderless, so no genders and no gender differences. Its shiny version has a green tail instead of a purple one, which looks pretty cool. I'm not really bothered by it though. And Pokédex entries obviously tell us it was created from DNA engineering experiments, and as a result of this it turned vicious, as we see in the anime. It's a very violent Pokemon. Some Pokédex entries also tell us that it conserves its energy by remaining still and not moving. Now this is supported by many of the games, because Fire Red, Leaf Green, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you find it just standing there in Cerulean Cave. It's not jumping around, following people, attacking Pokemon, it's just there. So it's conserving its energy to use in the next battle. And the name Mewtwo is obviously from Mew, which is the Pokemon we just looked at just now, if you have forgotten about that already. And 2, which is referring to the fact that it's a clone of Mew, so it's not the original, it's the second version. It may also be kind of a corruption of mutant, so Mutant, Mewtwo, so it's just the second part of the name that's kind of corrupted there, so possibly from there. Right, so now if we look at some size comparisons here, as you can see Mew is pretty damn small, but Mewtwo is bigger than me. I'm 1.75 meters, he's up 2, so in the anime when you see that Mewtwo is bigger than Ash, he actually is bigger than most people. It's not just Ash being a midget in this case, as with Charizard and all the legendary birds and such, you know, he is actually small compared to Mewtwo is actually big compared to us. And finally onto the sprite analysis. I'm going to make this quite quick because there's not much to say here. Looking at Mew's sprites first, it looks the same in all the sprites apart from red and green. They're all pretty much the same, you can tell it's a Mew very easily. I'm very pleased with Nintendo and Game Freak, they actually did a good job with these sprites. Apart from the first one, but then they were all messed up in the first generation, in the first game, you know what I mean. Anyway, on to Mewtwo. And again with Mewtwo here, they're all pretty good. Even the red and green one actually looks like a Mewtwo instead of just a mess of sprites and pixels and colours, but there's no colours, and you know what I mean. But they all look pretty good. I don't like yellow sprite or red blue sprite really, but I like the rest of them, yeah. That's pretty much a sprite comparison done. And so concludes the first season of Pokemon Origins. I hope you all enjoyed it. As I said at the start, don't forget to go back to all the other episodes in this season and watch them all again, just so you can enjoy the awesomeness. And one last thing I would like to ask of you all. As you may have seen at the start of these episodes, all there is just like Pokemon Origins, created by the One Integral, and some music in the background which you can hardly hear because I haven't really bothered to set it up properly. So I'm wondering, would anyone like to make me an intro for this series? If so, give me a message on YouTube, the One Integral, and just say I'd like to make you an intro, or try and make you an intro, and I'll say what I want really, well not what I want, but I'll say okay, go ahead, and then you can go ahead and see what you can come up with and then send it to me somehow and I will see what it's like, and of course if it's good enough I shall put it at the start of every video and you'll be mentioned, probably maybe in the intro depending on how you make it, but on my channel as well, just saying, you know. So that's my request for you all. In the next episodes of Pokemon Origins, next episode of Pokemon Origins, I can't speak today. We're going to be doing the starters of the Johto region, so starting off with Chikorita and such. I'm quite tired because we've been doing this for a while now. And then moving on to Cyndaquil and finally Totodile. So I hope you'll look forward to that. It'll be coming up in the next few days hopefully, or possibly a week. Depends how I get along with this technical stuff. Thank you for watching guys, I will see you next time. Goodbye!